Hello everyone, it's Joe Andrasco here with tips using the CS3600. Today I'm going to discuss the different techniques for scanning both molars and incisors. First, when you open the CS3600 acquisition interface for the first time, it's going to show you a breakdown of what the different parts of the screen are, but also on the next screen it is going to show you this scan protocol for the incisors. And you can see on the incisors the scan protocol is a zigzag motion. This is to ensure that you capture that incisal edge really well. It shows the scanner moving across the lingual and then facial surfaces, but always rolling over the incisal edge to make sure that's captured. Scanning molars, you watch me do this. You scan occlusal and then buccal and then lingual. It could be occlusal, lingual, buccal. You can scan starting someplace other than the occlusal, but I wouldn't recommend it. The scanner recognizes occlusal anatomy much more readily, so it makes a great place to start, just like with the 3500. Interproximal hole filling is much improved with the CS3600. The same techniques still apply to capturing the interproximal areas though. You can see here that the scanner is angled both towards and away from the teeth. What we're trying to do is angle the scanner in a way that it is no longer at a 90-degree angle to the embrasures, to the interproximal spaces. So all we're doing here is allowing the scanner to sort of peek from behind or from in front, more mesial or distal, into the interproximal area. So just to demonstrate that, we'll use the restorative mode. We'll start with the occlusal buccal lingual scanning protocol for the posterior teeth. Fairly simple. You start on the occlusal, move along the occlusal forward. You can angle to the buccal just like with the 3500, move back. You can come across to the lingual. You can fill in those holes there. Now, we can see that we have missed some areas in the interproximal spaces. Okay, so I can see that next to this prep I missed an area, and here I missed an area. I'm going to go ahead and use the freeze feature to sort of freeze this scene exactly where I want. And now I'll start on the occlusal, but as I go this way, I'm on the buccal, and then I will angle the scanner away. See how it fills in the buccal sides here? Now, I'm going to turn the model so that we can see the lingual. Going to get rid of this soft tissue. That was another lesson that you can watch, how to get rid of soft tissue. So now I see the holes on the lingual surface. I'll move the scanner. Again, starting on the occlusal. Whoops, wrong side. Again, starting on the occlusal. As I move lingual, I'll angle the scanner in, and you can see that it's definitely filling in those interproximal spaces really well. When you're doing a restorative scan, particularly if you're doing a scan for a patient, the most important areas to capture are obviously this marginal area right here, but also the interproximal surfaces that are next to the preparation. So the mesial distal surfaces here. So that right there, you need to make sure we go back capture that really well. And then here on the distal, as much as we can, capture that area. It fills right in. So that is our scanning protocol for the molars, for the posterior teeth. I'm going to switch to the other arch here. And this is actually an upper arch, although I've selected lower. We remember how to fix that with the little switch button. So the scanning technique on the incisors, I'm going to start on a premolar because there's some good occlusal anatomy there. Stop for just one moment and unfreeze so that it won't zoom in on me so much. Okay, so I'm on the occlusal surface, and now I'm going to move to the buccal facial surface and then back over to the lingual, and then move a little bit more mesial, up over the incisal edge, down to the facial, more mesial, up, incisal, lingual, and then more mesial, and just repeat that process. On a model, I can keep going around this way without an issue. In the patient's mouth and the way that the scanning assistant or the doctor are going to use the scanner, they're going to probably turn the scanner all the way around like this, make a little U-turn. Just make sure that you have overlap, and again, just start it again. We'll move more facial, up over the incisal edge, down, so we capture the lingual. It's really critical that the incisal edge is captured well. It's important to the integrity of the entire model, so keep that in mind when you're scanning. If you do get lost at any point, like I just did here, just move back to an area that you've already scanned, just like with the 3500, and you can start again. So this is the technique for capturing the incisal surfaces correctly. It's a good technique to use on the anterior teeth.